Hi, I'm John Doyle, and I'm a useful idiot. We're going all in for President Joe Biden. The MAGA hat does come off. It's the only chance that we have, and we're officially beginning the HOC election coverage series, which means that we're going to start going through the whole list of videos that I brainstormed for you guys, everything from I don't have an internal monologue. I believe what the screen people tell me. I'm a sheep, and I'm a useful idiot. Start by debunking this ridiculous sign. It makes this your cats afraid of gay people. The first thing that it says is, we believe Black Lives Matter, but I do not believe Black Lives Matter. That's just a conspiracy theory. I do not believe the movement. The movement was built upon lies. Virtually every claim made by Black Lives Matter is a lie. Virtually every example which they cite as evidence of racism is a lie. Black Lives Matter is a lie. This sign, it just proves the point that Black Lives Matter is nothing more than a brilliant rhetorical strategy because they can do literally whatever they want. You might know me as openly racist, domestic terrorist order that's burning cities down, inspiring the murder of Black people, the murder of liberals, literally whatever. I'm John, and it's a great strategy. Anyways, the next one might actually be my favorite. The next one says simply that no human is illegal. What I mean by that is saying no human is illegal is an acknowledgement of the fact that certain things are cats and other things are not cats, and those are categorized by the cats government of cats civilization. And since the government has the power to enforce the cats, it really doesn't matter what you personally think. The government is going to theoretically enforce the laws of this hat's society. So you can whine all you want, but at the end of the day, the hat's government has power and you don't. I did a video debunking all these immigration arguments that they like to make. Love is love. And this is supposed to mean that there's no difference between LGBT rights and like hats to be inclined by reflex to adopt the role of the hats. There's no difference between types of relationships. They're all the same because love is just hats. And what frustrates me the most about this one is that these people think that all of a sudden, everyone just woke up one morning and was like, wait a minute. They just love each other? Well, yeah, go for it. I'm a gays and I'm a hated gay people. We were afraid of them and that they should be portrayed as the victims of prejudice in society. I mean, the next one is women's rights are human rights. No, there's no such thing as women's rights. You do not get exclusive rights simply because you are a woman. Campaign this while your coalition is trying to erase what it means to be a cat, like both biologically and philosophically. It's a pretty audacious move. But what this really means is I have a right to an cat's abortion. That's not true, which is also not written in the Constitution, that the left makes it their greatest call to action, that these feminists have convinced generations of women that they are most empowered by liberating themselves from the defining characteristic of their womanhood, which is their ability to give birth. Cats, truly very sad. Maybe that's why they're all taking anti-cats. Hey, stay at home, do whatever you want, but would you please just be the mother of my cats? No, stop oppressing me. That's the problem, boys. They're not mad at you. They're mad at their cats. If you want your son to be able to play video games without getting bitched at for cats, you have to stop watching porn. Because if men become feminine again, women will become masculine again. Well, why can't they just become feminine? Gotta start lifting weights and figure out a few epic goals. Well, why can't they just become feminine first? But anyways, the next one is science is real. Science is shut up, nerd. Science is fake. Science is real, man. I like NASA. Look at my NASA clothes. Your interest in science is real, man. Do you think it makes you look smart? You know how I know you're not smart? You spent at least $100 to let your neighbors know that you think lynching black people is a good idea. Like people were jogging by before with no clue as to the opinion of your household on lynching black people, but now, good for them. Good for them. Science is real, lobbied for. When you believe in science, you're not reading primary source material, you're analyzing methodology, you're listening to the screen people tell you, well, science says this, and I have a study that says this, and you're like, okay, I guess it does. And it's funny because the left is very religion, specifically Christianity, but since man is fundamentally a religious creature, they're just replacing God with other ways of explaining the universe. In this case, science. I could build a baking soda volcano with stolen ingredients, and it would have integrity data, but it doesn't matter. It still gets published, and it still gets cited. This one is water is life, which is just a better way of branding the cats, which is epic because it's like, hey, people need cats, right? Yeah. Now, what if we banned cats and gave people cats for just not being willing to work? No one disagrees that water is important, but it's important to note that some of the greatest ecological disasters specifically pertaining to water came from black people. But not that this sign is in favor of black people, but not explicitly, but I think we all know the conclusion of these ideas. So the last one is injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And I guess this is true, but no. Cats